Good morning, everyone. My name is Observer, and today is our second day of meditation. We are going to learn few things about prana. We are also going to talk about our spiritual journey and why we are doing this. So stay tuned up until the end of the video. We will also do the meditation, obviously. That is why it is the day 2 of the meditation. And we are going to talk at length about prana because this is the topic that needs to be discussed with details. As you remember from last time, I did ask you one question, that if we can breathe through just one nostrils, then why in the nature you can see two different nostrils for breathing for every single animal? Mostly, if you think about a monkey or bear or a lion, even a rat, all these creatures has two. All these creatures have two nostrils to breathe in, and why is that so? Which is something that needs to be understood first. And another thing that is very popular in the spiritual community about prana is that prana is not breath, it is a form of energy. So if it is not breath and it's something different, then how is it connected with the way we breathe? It is something to think about. First of all, we have to understand the basic concept of these two nostrils being attached with two different nadis. And now, nadis are something that channels the energy in our body. Uh, Biological science may not support it, but you can find all the reference in Buddhism and mostly in Sanatan tradition. So these two nadis are Ida and Pingala. Pingala nadi is also called Surya, that means sun nadi as well. So this sun nadi, or let's say Pingala nadi, is known to be producing or known to be having a uh, hot aspects of energy. And the Ida Nadi is known to be having a cold aspects of energy. Yeah, of course. And they both balance out each other. So that is why we breathe through alternating nostrils. But this alteration of the nostrils in the process of breathing happens at the long period of time. So that means it may happen after every 45 minutes, or maybe every hour, or maybe every 1.5 hours. Uh, for 1.5 hours, you would be breathing through your left, and then the next 1.5 hours, you would be breathing through your right. So what it actually does, it's balance out the uh, a form of energy in terms of hot and cold. And one more thing that I would like to mention is our left nostrils is attached with Ida, and right nostril is attached with Pingala Nadi. Now, I want you to understand something really well, is that we need to focus more on our right nostrils. Why is that so? It's the idea has come from the Zen yoga philosophy, not the Japanese Zen yoga philosophy, but the Zen yoga that I'm talking about is the one that was taught by, or not really taught by, but that was uh, discovered by Dr. P.J. Sahar. Dr. P.J. Sahar was actually a spiritual being. Uh, he wrote the book Zen Yoga in 1974, and he died around 2011, which is just maybe 12, 13 years ago. He died, but he was the actual uh, person who discovered Zen Yoga and officially wrote it down. So what the theory says is that your intelligence or your eye centers are attached with your Pingla Nadi or right nostrils. So the more you breathe through your right, the more you lean toward your intelligence, not your emotion or sensual vitality center or a movement center. Now, all these sections we will learn in detail in some other video. But what you need to understand is, through your Pingala Nadi, you take the energy in. It's a hot form of energy, and that actually triggers the whole process of spiritual elevation. But that doesn't mean that we should only breathe through our right nostrils, because it cause all kind of problem if we do it um, for the prolonged period of time. So there has to be a balance, and breathing through your right nostrils kind of ignites the fire within you, uh, in a way that the most bottom chakra, that is like a root chakra, is also known as a Mooladhara chakra. Uh, uh, they in the scripture it is mentioned that it has a form of a solid element in it. So the most basic chakra has the form solid. On the one level up there, on the Swadhisthana chakra, uh, it is known for liquid, and the one above it is the Manipur chakra, which has the element fire in it. And of course, by the time you reach the Anahat chakra, that is your heart chakra, you have the element air. Now, when you heat the liquid, I mean, when you heat the solid, it becomes liquid. Then, if you heat that more, it becomes a form of plasma. It becomes a form of a gas. Now, not the plasma, by the way. And when you heat the liquid, it becomes gas. So that is why it's also more of a process related to having a generate a form of heat in your body that can affect your astral body and the chakras along with that, so that it activates and energy starts going upward. We also, I feel like we also got deviated from our actual topic, that is prana. So let's come back to that one. So Prana is a form of energy, and as I mentioned, we are taking in the hot form of energy to ignite the Kundalini. These prana are different from breath. And how is it different? There is one way to look at it is in a form of vibration. So all the form of energy has something to do with mostly vibration. And why do I say that? Let's say if you heat a metal, uh, it's hot, but it's hot because on the atomic level, the atoms are vibrating at very high speed. It's oscillating, I would say, not vibrating, but oscillating back and forth, and that cause the whole body to generate heat, and that's the form of an energy. So if you touch a cold metal, that means the atoms are more stable and they are not oscillating as much. While if you pick up the hot metal in your hand, that means the atoms inside that metals are vibrating, or let's say oscillating at very high speed. So the same way, energy also, the pranic energy, that also has a concept that it's an oscillation of atoms. Now, which atoms is it oscillating in? It's the gas, no doubt about that. But have no doubt about that it's a gas that is vibrating, and when you are breathing in, you are hearing a sound. So when you breathe in, there is a sound, and when you breathe out, there is a sound, and both of these sounds are different. So this is the prana going in and out. And when you have only one nostrils open, that means you are taking in the prana and going through that, and the prana is going through that channel, whichever nadi you are taking in the breath from, which from whichever nadi you are taking the breath from. Um, so the concept is to kind of balance the flow of breath from both of these nostrils, so that eventually the both pranic energy from left and right nostrils goes into the channels of our nadi, and it meets all the way at the bottom chakra. That's where the spark happens. uh, as you have seen in the electric circuit, if you just connect a positive and negative uh, uh, cables, let's say anodes and cathodes, what happens over there? It sparks, right? So the same way, this one also sparks, and it ignites your kundalini. Now, after igniting your kundalini, whether it will go up or not, that completely depends on whether you have created or whether you have prepared your susumna channel in a right way. So the main purpose is that to create that spark and ignite the kundalini, so that the energy travels on the center nadi, which is susumna nadi. And when it travels through the susumna, it goes through all the chakras, and at the end, it reaches the sahasrara chakra, that is the crown chakra at the top of your head. Now, on theory, it may sound so complicated, but we are going to do one step at a time. And that is why I'm going to give you just half information every day until maybe 1 or 2 years, so that you learn everything slowly and kind of understand what we are doing, why we are doing it, and what are the effects. So the concept of prana, if the concept of prana is clear, we are going to start with our practices. The first kriya, as you have known from the previous video, I'm again going to explain it to you. We are going to breathe through our stomach. So when we breathe in, our belly is going to come forward, and we breathe out, our belly is going to come backward. So we are only going to breathe through our belly. We are going to focus on the sound that it makes in our nose, or let's say nostrils, when we breathe in and when we breathe out. And we are going to mentally chant Om along with that. But we will not chant it loudly, we will do it mentally. And what we need to do is focus on breath only. We have to be one with our breath. That is the only way we are going to learn how to focus on prana. The second kriya is going to be anulom vilom. That is a breathing through your alternating nostrils. What we need to do is closing one nostrils, breathe in, close that nostrils, breathe out. Again, breathe in from the same nostrils, close, breathe out from the next nostrils. So the instructions are clear. We are going to do the Omkar Kriya first, which is just focusing on the sound of the breath and breathe through your stomach. Breathing through your stomach has to be rhythmic. Is also known as a rhythmic breathing exercise. Rhythmic breathing is more than enough to get you way further in spiritual journey. You don't need to go for all kind of kriyas, but just to get our body ready for the enlightenment and a spiritual growth, we are accumulating other kriyas, but not everything. Again, we will not talk about Hatha Yoga in this video. We will only do these two kriya, and right after that, we will start doing the meditation that would take another 15 to 20 minutes. I hope you will enjoy this session. So we will start. Sit in the comfortable position. You don't need to get something specific. Yoga mat is fine. Make sure the ground is flat and comfortable, and that's about it. Let's start. Do not inflate your chest. Only breathe through your stomach. Get your belly out and in when you breathe in and breathe out. Don't worry if you look 3 months pregnant. Doesn't matter. We are only doing it for our health, fitness, and spiritual journey. And of course, for our mental health. Relax your body. You have to keep your back straight, but it should not be in stress. The body should be relaxed and you should be having a comfortable, stable position. There should be no stiffness in your leg with your posture and no stiffness in your back as well. You should feel like you are sitting at the shore and there is lots of water splashing. It's a sound of the waves in the sea. You feel that you are hearing that similar kind of sound when you breathe in and when you breathe out, like a wave coming in and going out at the beach. That means you have gone deep and you have achieved that stage where you can move forward to your next Kriya. Mind well that we are only doing these as a practice. In future, you will learn about bandhas. It is a part of Hatha Yoga and that needs to be practiced. Some of the bandhas needs to be practiced with some of the kriyas, but we will do it some other time. First, you need to get used to with these steps only. For those who has achieved a peace in their mind, they can move forward to the next kriya, Anulom Vilom. Keep your eyes closed. You don't have to open your eyes throughout the session. My apologies, I'm sick for almost 2 3 days. That is why I'm not able to be regular on the meditation practice. I advise all of you, if you are sick, you can do the first kriya and the second one only. It's a simple breathing exercise. You don't need to go through an entire regiment. Only do things in kriyas that you are comfortable with. You don't have to push your body for now unless you start with Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga, as the name suggests, it actually requires a push. It's a forced yoga where you force your body to get enlightened through certain practices. That's where you need to push your body. But if you are sick, you don't need to pursue it. Just focus on the simple breathing exercise. Make sure that you don't open your eyes even for a while unless you are done with your 20-30 minutes meditation. Then only you open your eyes. Now that if you feel the flow of breath is equal in both your nostrils and you are feeling the extra oxygen in your head, that means you can start with meditation. If you guys were able to slow down your breath, that means today's session is a success. The reason you are able to naturally slow down your breath is because through first two kriyas, we have filled our body with more oxygen. So because of all this extra oxygen, you don't need to breathe more, and that is why your breath slow down. And when your breath slow down, your mind slow down along with that. And because of that, you can have this state of mind which is peaceful. I have to keep today's session really short, and apologies for not being able to do it on time. In past 2 3 days I was sick, but from tomorrow 6 a.m. in the morning we will be regularly doing it, and I will see you tomorrow. Until then, please try to capitalize on this state of mind. How do you capitalize it? By breathing through your stomach and focusing on your breath. Hopefully, tomorrow you will feel more peace and you will get better every day. Om Tat Sat.